Did you know God can be reasoned with? You can literally have a conversation with God and give him reasons to why something should be considered instead of, doing what he's planning. I'll give you examples because the Bible says that God is a judge, right? And if you ever, if you are ever in the situation that you have to present yourself in front of a judge for some reason, hopefully not, you're gonna present, or your lawyer or whatever is going to present your case, right? And the judge is gonna consider the evidences and all of that. So the Bible has a bunch of examples, and I'm just gonna give you 2 examples right now that happens like at the beginning of the Bible, between Genesis and 2 Kings. I don't remember exactly where, but I just read those books, so I know it's there. And there are many other examples of this throughout the Bible. But when God delivered the Israelites from Egypt's power and sent them to the desert, they committed a bunch of sins. They were very wicked. They doubted God a lot, even though God delivered them from slavery. And many times God regretted saving them, and he would just get mad and tell Moses that he was going to destroy them all. And Moses would go and plead to God, and tell God, please don't do that. Consider that you took these people out of Egypt. What are the other nations going to say? That you are a God that delivered your people to bring them to the desert just so they can perish here? Because Moses would plead and give God this reasoning, God would be like, you know what? Yeah, actually, you're right. I'm not going to do that. Another example is King Hezekiah. King Hezekiah was a good king. Not a perfect king. There were some things, that he was supposed to do that he didn't do, according to God's law, but he tried his best to follow God's law. And I'm saying this because at this point, there were, like a lot of kings before him that were very sinful and wicked and never followed God and worshipped other gods. So King Hezekiah was sick. The prophet came to him and told him, you're not gonna, get better. You're gonna die. And Hezekiah was very sad. He was very deeply sad, and he asked God for more time. And God talked to the prophet and told him, go back and tell Hezekiah that I heard his prayers and his reasoning, and I'm gonna give him another 15 years of life. And he lived an extra 15 years. And just like with these 2 examples, you can see that sometimes God has a set plan for your life. But if you, talk to God and bring some level of reasoning, he can be reasoned with. I'm not talking about, hi God, hear me out, I really want this. No, I'm talking about an actual case. Again, the judge. You present the case in front of the judge. I cannot even tell you how many times